PID is a puzzle platformer released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation in 2012 and later on Switch in 2022. It was created by Might and Delight Studios. In this game, you're playing as the boy Kurt as he tries to return back to the city after getting stranded on a mysterious planet. You achieve this in a standard series of side-scrolling traversals through various locations. You can dodge attacks from robots, you can avoid being caught, and you're given a few tools. The main one being what's called the beam, or a placeable orb that pushes you and some other objects away from its source. You can use a few other things such as bombs, armor, and various devices to help you in this task. The player moves through these locations, divided up into different biomes, each with their own enemy types and different NPCs to talk to. This is really linear, and you rarely need to return backwards, so I wouldn't really categorize this as a Metroidvania game where you're unlocking different sections, and really just a straightforward puzzle platforming game. Each of these areas are capped off with a boss fight that the player must complete, and then they're allowed to move forward. And then there's also interstitial moments where you can watch a story beat being explained. And as with most games in this genre, there are collectibles and rewards that you can gather along the way. I found the level design in PID to be mostly unremarkable, but the art I thought was very whimsical and pleasant to look at. It had a soft-edged, relaxing aesthetic that helped offset the more frustrating puzzles. As for the puzzles and the gameplay, I found the controls to be a little cumbersome and not quite as responsive as I would hope. I'm on record as not being the biggest fan of puzzle platformers. I don't have the temperament for it, but I also have a really hard time letting them go and being able to not come back to them. This game kind of threaded that needle where I kept finding myself coming back to try to beat a certain section, even though that I found the unresponsive controls to really in the end prove more frustrating than I wanted. Overall, this is a pretty short game that looks nice and has a few fun, clever moments, but I thought the overall platforming mechanics to be too frustrating to be worth recommending.